Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sunday Perspective podcast. And the music is too loud, so let me turn that down. My name is Dragonfire, and with me, as always, I have Punky. Oh, wait. Nobody can hear me, so hold on. And with me, as always, I have Punky.
Hello, everybody.
And I have Telly.
Hello, everyone.
I had realized that I had deafened myself so nobody could hear me. That's great.
Yeah.
I was very confused. I'm like, I can't hear him.
I was like, what is going on? He started it and nobody can hear him. That's great. But yes, today we are talking about, well, the past year. So in the last podcast, which we did with Flango, we had kind of dove a little bit into that. However, we didn't.
This is in part 2.
Yep, this is like the more in-depth kind of situation with that. So we're gonna be doing that. Flango, hello, welcome in. How you doing?
Hello, Flango. Good to see you here.
So yeah, who wants to start first? We can start all the way from January and kind of.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was about to say, let's just go right in order, basically. Yeah.
Like chronological order.
Yeah.
So who wants to start?
I can't even remember, dude. 2022. We always say, "Oh, that year was crazy. This year was crazy. This year was crazy."
Yeah.
Yeah.
This year really was.
It was for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of things have happened. Some really good and some really, really, really bad.
Yeah, for sure.
So we're gonna be kind of touching on some of those things, but also talking about the achievements that we've had because it's been a pretty busy year for us.
Yeah.
Like we've whether it was for for a theater or film or just all things like that, work wise, life wise, it's just been pretty busy.
Yeah, for sure.
Really crazy year.
Definitely a productive year.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I
I
mean,
kind of started my year off on a little bit of a high note when
oh yeah.
February is my anniversary. My boyfriend
Oh,
and I
nice.
3 years.
I
We're going on 4
There we
years.
go.
It's just crazy.
That's really cool.
4 years. That's
Yeah.
pretty
We
great.
went to see Billie Eilish.
Oh, I remember that. I remember the stories you posted. That was
Ooh,
cool.
Yeah.
One of the best concerts I've ever been to. She was amazing.
Yeah.
That was a really, really, really good experience.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
very cool.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'd say I'd say like my year we're going in order, basically like going in order. I'd say it didn't really start off the best at the very beginning of the year. It didn't start off the best because, well, I don't really want to state the reason why. It's kind of personal, but like I had some
Fair.
stuff going on. It kind of blowed over by the year ended, and like it kind of blowed over by the end of the year. But just at the start of the year, something not really good happened. Don't really want to talk about it on the stream, but
Fair
I
enough.
just want to say February. I'm going to say February, one of my best days of the entire year happened in February. It was my personal favorite day of the year for a long time, but that might have changed. I'll get to that at the very end when we get to December. But in February, I finally got to see my favorite band for the very first time.
Ooh, that was
about this. I
fun.
talked about this a lot on the podcast. I know you guys probably heard it from me a lot, but hey, I'm going to do it one more time because it's a year in review. So in February, I went all the way to Ohio to see my favorite band, The War on Drugs.
Yeah.
You can see from my posters up there and all my vinyls. So yeah, it was very cool. Like I spent the day there. I got a hotel too. I got a hotel too. Just spent the day in Ohio, just basically there, just hanging out, having fun, and like I got to see my favorite band for the first time. Heard
Yeah.
most of my favorite songs. It was really cool. Great experience. Like first time traveling for a concert too, out of state. It was really cool. Like a very cool experience. One of my favorite days of the entire year, I'd say. Like the
Yeah.
first time. You always say your first time is a very special time, and that was a special time for me because it was my first time, and I was basically front row too. It was
Yeah.
like general admission, and I kind of got there and waited. The line wasn't even that long either, so basically I got in, kind of just ran to the front, and I just kind of waited. And
Yeah.
rest is history. I was basically front row. It's like you can say the second or first row, but basically I was first row. It was great.
Right.
Yeah, you never ever forget the first time you see your favorite band.
I know, it was so good. I
Yeah.
took so many videos, so many pictures. I walked into that building with my phone at like 80 or something. I left with my phone at 2%.
Oh my god.
I wish I had a phone when I first saw my favorite band back in 2007.
Oh wow,
Which
yeah,
was a long time ago.
Yeah.
yeah.
Now looking back.
It shows
But
how advanced our technology is now,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
when my
and
favorite
like
band
how
came
easy
out
it
on
is.
stage, I fainted.
Yeah. Wait, what?
When my favorite band came out on stage, I actually fainted.
Oh, wow.
That
Oh
was one
my.
of those. But
Oh my.
yeah, nowadays you got camera on your phone and you can take as many pictures as you want.
And YouTube too.
Oh yeah.
Like one really cool thing I saw is like there's this website out there called Internet Archive where like people can like take like recordings or like audio of something, and like on this website I found the entire concert I went to on there. Someone got ripped the entire audio of it. It's on that website.
Shit.
Oh
Yeah,
my
every single
god.
song, every second, literally everything, like band turn, everything,
Oh
all on
my
there.
god.
Like if I didn't go,
Cool.
I could listen to that, but like I'd be like, it should have been
Have
me
me.
if I didn't go. Yeah, that's one thing. Yeah, I'm glad I went, and I'll touch on this later. It just came to me now. If there's something you want to do, make sure you do it, because
Yeah.
you'll regret it if you don't, and you'll create good memories.
I don't
Yeah.
I don't really think I had a very crazy January, to be honest. I mean, I did get later in the year I did get COVID, but we're gonna talk about that
We'll
later.
get to that. Oh yeah, we're
Um,
almost at the time I got it, so yeah.
which was not fun, but we'll talk
Yeah.
about that later. Yeah, January and February for me personally wasn't like like it didn't really stand out to me unless I did
Yeah.
something that I'm not remembering. Maybe I think we had like starting January actually we started getting into the shows.
Yeah, so I remember that. So like January and like all that, like end of December of 2021. That's when we kind of, well, actually we kind of got into it a little bit, but like I remember at the time COVID was bad, and our first show, like with the shorts that like Punky was in, that was supposed to happen way back in January and the
Yeah.
spring, but that got delayed because of COVID. So
Yeah.
that like, we kind of were involved with theater. I mean, I remember we did go to like auditions and stuff for like that one company that like none of us got into.
Oh
We
my
tried that.
God. The
Yeah.
most difficult to get into company.
Yeah.
insane. Um,
And I remember one cool thing me and Punky did in February though. It was we did those online plays. Remember, look, what's it called? XO Buffalo. Remember that?
oh,
We were scene partners.
yeah.
Yeah, our friend Dallas, who was actually on the podcast, he wrote that play, and we did like an audio play for that. That was
Yeah.
really cool.
I don't
But-
ever think it got finished though, did it?
Well, those did get released. I'm pretty sure. I think they did, because I got paid for it. So I think those got released.
Well,
I
released.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, they were released on like Patreon, I think, but like, I think that's the last thing to be released, and I mean,
Hi-
we can get into that at some point. But
Hi,
yeah.
just lurking tonight. Sorry, but hi, Kirk. Welcome
Hello,
and
Kirk.
take me out to dinner.
Yes, take us out to dinner.
Please do. But yeah. Other than that, I mean, I think that was the point when we were doing, you know, the different, like I did my first horror play as well. I think in the beginning of the
Oh
year
yeah, that's
too.
right. Yeah, the voice
Uh,
in the cold. Yeah, we did that.
yeah, we did that.
That was fun. I mean, that
I
never.
directed like 7 of
You
them.
did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, and that and then we'll say now, unfortunately, those never came out. I don't know
yeah.
if we could say why, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, they never did.
Yeah, it's just a
That-
lot of hard work and
Yeah,
Just
it's
poof.
kind of sucks. That's one of the. Yeah, Flango said Kirk Cousins is back.
Kirk Cousins is back. Well, Kirk Cousins technically cannot come back because they've been eliminated from the
Yeah,
playoffs. But let's not
he
talk
lost
about
to
that.
He lost to the Giants. Did you know that, Flango?
He lost to the Giants, man. That is insane.
Oh, I just remembered something cool I did in February.
Yeah, what?
I got to meet somebody new. I got to meet Dragon's little niece. Remember
Oh
that?
yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Like she was visiting from California. Like she was, as soon as I seen her when she was like really really young, but like she was kind of didn't really know because
Yeah.
like she was just a baby then. But that was my first time seeing her in like a few years,
Yeah.
and then like she already knew who I was and everything before I even came there. She was
Yeah.
like, "I love Uncle Telly," like you were telling me. But then I met her and then like she gave me a hug and then. Then from there, I just kept playing with her and stuff. Like she kept
Yeah.
like having me follow around. She's like, "Uncle Telly,
Man.
come over here." She chased after me. I'm like, "Okay, I'll do it." I just did everything she said.
She had you wrapped around her finger. It was
But I enjoyed it though.
yeah. Yeah, you fully entertained that. It was amazing. Flango says Kirkopotamus is the better one. That's true.
It is, yeah, it's true.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I'm trying to think. I think I even it was earlier in the year when I actually started getting into flute as well.
Oh yeah.
Maybe not like February early, but like earlier in the year.
March maybe,
Maybe.
because I don't really remember my March that much. It didn't stand out to me. I just can't remember March. I feel like I didn't do much. I think March was when we had that audition where we didn't get
Yeah.
in. Actually, that's the
Yeah.
only noteworthy thing I can think of in March.
I know Punky wanted to add something. Go ahead.
yeah, what was I gonna say?
Well, I know had good stuff happen in April, but you can go first.
Yep.
Because that's the next part.
Oh yeah, it was around this time, like maybe March or somewhere around there. It was close to spring, where I think is around the time I discovered my ancestry.
Yeah.
Oh
That
yeah, I think it is.
actually-
Yeah.
Like growing up, my mom always was told that they're just British, French, stuff like
Yeah.
Scottish, Irish, whatever.
Yep.
But when she went and did Ancestry.com, it came out that she is more than half Scandinavian descended. And not only that, but like 80%, Viking descendant. So
That is
like
crazy awesome.
yeah, so we find that out, and then I find out that one of my relatives was the doctor on the Mayflower,
Yeah.
Ooh.
which is interesting. And then I also had some relative way back that worked for George Washington,
Oh
Ooh.
wow,
and an ancestor that lived in Salem during the trials.
that's really cool.
Like, that was a really, really cool time when
Yeah,
I
that's
found that out.
That's gotta be a really, really rough time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was honestly, it was very exciting learning about all of
Yeah, that's gotta be cool.
Yeah.
For the first time, yeah.
monsters and
We've got
going and delving into like my ancestry and really doing some research and learning about it. It's very exciting. It
you've
still
got
is.
such diverse ancestry. It's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Um,
Well, I just did remember one thing I did in January. Well, we all did. It was really cool.
Yeah.
I know we don't want to talk about this stuff much, but I remember like at the very end of January, it was like the last day. At the time we were like still like filming and stuff. I made a new friend, which was my scene partner. Kimmy.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That I
Oh,
mean,
she's the sweetest.
yeah, she's really cool. Like she was my scene partner. I know we probably talked about it on the here a lot, where about our other project we were working on before. Like she was my scene partner, where we were like brother and sister. Like this is fight scene we had where we would just like hit each other with these like wacky balloons and stuff, and then just
Yeah.
had like a snow fight. That was pretty cool. It was my first time working with her, and like before this we never worked on anything at all together. And like as soon as we got on there on set, like we had like the perfect chemistry and just had
It's
like
like
perfect
Yeah.
like
instant.
it just perfect like
Right.
instant yeah.
With all
was-
through.
Definitely one of my like highlights. I mean, things didn't turn out that well for that project at the end, but like I'd say I'm happy for that moment right there because I did make a new friend out of it. I mean, we
Right.
made a lot of friends out of it, but like
Right.
that was one of my first times acting really right there.
Right.
Yeah.
And it kind of got me
was-
to where I am now, I'd say.
Yeah, I think I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Like, the fact that Punky had that project, like, kind of set us all up. to
It
be
did, in
honest,
a way, yeah.
to-
I mean, you got to meet your soul sisters through it though too.
yeah,
Think of it that way.
I never would have met them if it weren't for doing that movie.
I know.
Yeah.
So I mean, even if things didn't turn out right, there was a reason behind it anyway. Silver lining at the end.
Silver lining. I think
Yeah.
was all
Yeah,
meant to
yeah.
happen.
I think so too.
yeah,
And like COVID too. I feel like if COVID never happened, who knows if this would have been happened too? You know.
yeah,
Like, I mean, if COVID never happened, who knows if we would have even met these people or anything?
yeah. It's
like, It's weird because like after COVID, like I got so into theater, like it just wasn't really in my life before that. It's weird.
yeah. Like you got like ultra hardcore all the way deep dive into theater head
I know.
first, and
So did you.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was crazy, like first time direction and then in the same breath being thrown into musical direction, like that was crazy.
Oh yeah. I feel like that's something good we can talk about right there.
Like film is direction is great, but like live theater direction is like
Yeah,
its own
nothing
little,
like that.
Yeah.
Very different.
yeah, that's like its own ball game. Like that's like live. You don't get to do multiple takes. You get one and done.
Yeah.
Cause yeah,
You get to yell cut and then restart if you mess up.
right.
Right.
You just
For
gotta
this, you just got to keep going. They remember it
gotta-
told us.
keep going.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, I feel like that's next up in the list. I mean, well, in April is when it really started. April and May, when we got into our first show, me and Dragon. It was with Inclusive. We talked about it before. It was our Shakespeare time.
yeah, we
That
can
Shakespeare, I
kind
actually
of
like it.
we can kind of now get into the nitty gritty. You know, like
Yeah, this-
February was okay month.
It was lit for me though. But yeah.
It was lit for us, but like world news wise, it wasn't great.
Yeah.
But we're
Oh,
not
that-
gonna.
Yeah. We talked about that. I mean, we talked about it one time on the podcast before. We did.
Yeah, we mentioned it briefly.
Yeah.
Um,
Thing what's still going on today too. Yeah.
unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a,
I know what we're talking about, Funky.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's a rough situation, but you know what? We don't talk about it too much here on this
Only if
podcast.
anyone asks about it, like how they did before,
Yeah,
or if it pertains to the subject, really.
right. But it's so I'm gonna move swiftly on from that. So let's talk about Shakespeare
Yeah.
and kind of you know our work with Inclusive and how
Yeah.
that went.
Because this originally wasn't supposed to be our first show. Our first show with them was supposed to be that shorts. We'll get to that again in the summer part.
Posture
'cause-
check, thank you, Flango.
Because yeah, the shorts they were supposed to come first, but like COVID and stuff happened. But I guess this was our first show eventually. I remember Dragon didn't want to do it at first too.
No. I was
he
like,
thought he was under the impression we would be doing the shorts with this too. But then I was like, no, let's do this. It'll be quick.
I'll be
And
like, oh my
and then he was
god.
like, all right, I'll do it. But then the shorts got canceled. He's like, okay, you know what? I'm fully invested into this now. Like,
Right.
yeah, it's just had a slow build at first. Like at first we were doing Zoom with Shakespeare,
Yeah.
which is good. Helped me get into it a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I remember the first meeting was actually a good day because like we went to see Monday Night Raw the same day, which was cool too. I remember
Yeah,
that.
that was fun.
And we left early for that.
Man, there's
Um,
there's like watching live shows is just completely amazing. WWE live is just
Yeah, for sure.
so good.
Oh yeah,
So
it's
good.
more is the video goes on. If I think of more that I went to, I'll mention those. So I'll mention one at the very end I went to. Yeah, and then yeah. So basically, April it started. We were in Zoom. Then we were in St. Mary's basically, like
And
as the headquarters.
and it's worth mentioning that we didn't even audition for this.
That's right, yeah.
Inclusive was literally like,
Yeah.
y'all are doing
Yeah.
this.
And I remember.
Okay.
Oh no! Actually, you were about to say what I was about to say. I was about to say that you were gonna do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was supposed to be in it. I forget what
Yeah.
it was at the time. I think it was because
Oh, I know what it was. It was yeah, that and the surgery too.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot. Yeah, that was something I was dealing with then.
That's a whole nother thing. Yeah.
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 I was supposed to be in it, and I wasn't able to do it, but I went and saw it.
You
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
When I
Opening night.
did,
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
It was
Oh
good.
yeah, it was
So
perfect.
Not
Um,
So good.
not me flopping on the ground like a fish. It was great.
Oh, we'll get to that part too.
You did well, flopping.
Oh yeah, you did good. Yeah.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
I got knocked out cold. That was great.
Yeah, there was a whole fight scene we're talking about right there.
we
Dragon Head.
we had to have a professional like fight choreographer come in.
That's right, we did.
Basically, somebody that Kimmy knew,
Yeah.
and he was a fight photographer, fight choreographer,
Yeah.
and he taught it. Yeah, take a picture of y'all squaring up.
We took a picture of that.
No. There's videos of that.
Oh yeah, there is. Yeah.
But
Yeah, there's pictures of it too. Yeah, because I remember
pictures of it, yeah.
there's a picture of it where like I remember I just like to look at it a lot. Like when they posted it, there was a picture of it happening like when we were like when he was actually there.
Yeah.
There's a picture of them like holding you.
Yeah.
You could just see me just laughing in the background because the guy he's just giving me the craziest look with these big like eyes like this, and he's making a funny face at me like looking at me, and I was just dead.
Oh
And, you know,
my.
he actually kind of helped me out too because you know the part where I kind of break up the fight where I'm like that.
Yeah.
My two scene partners. I mean, yeah, that was the first time we really went over it. Like he was there to kind of help me with it too because I didn't really have a direction what to do. I was kind of just like standing there, just like saying my line. But he's like, no, you got to be in between them. Put your hand between them. Like he kind of helped me choreograph that, which is pretty cool.
I had to take a full on like flop. Like I sold that. I tried to sell it. I tried to sell it the best I could. Like I actually pretended like I got knocked out cold. Like it was great.
Really well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, it was my first show too. That's another thing.
It was a lot of training because like your body is like kind of prevents you from doing that, right?
Kind of, yeah.
It's like
trust too.
It's like you got it's trust, but it's more than that. It's like confidence. So like you gotta psych yourself out a little bit. Like you gotta get used to the repetition, and it got to a point where I could flop on that stage and like not even feel it. Like it got to that point. You know,
like how a different director of ours said muscle memory, but we'll get to him eventually.
Oh yeah, we will.
We'll talk about him soon.
I think I know who you're talking about. That awesome dude.
Yeah.
We'll talk about him in a second. But yeah, that was definitely a learning process for me, you know. And then on top of that, having to also do musical direction, like literally 1 week before we were supposed to open, Amy legitimately came up to me. She was like, so we need a musical director. I'm like, okay. And she was like, yeah, we need you to be the musical director. And we need you to learn 3 songs. Can you do it in a week? I'm like, yes, yes, I can totally do it. Like outside I was like, oh yes. Inside I was like, oh boy.
Yes?
Oh
Question mark?
yes, I can. Um,
Oh yeah,
I
that was
I
pretty cool.
you know what? I didn't want it to learn the complicated because I looked at the video of the songs, and I was like, I completely zoned out. I was like, this is incredibly difficult. So what I ended up doing is I just ended up rewriting the entire song. I made it into a 4-chord song. I was like, I'm
Yeah,
gonna just do that. That's just easier. It's literally easier to reinvent the song rather than
and it worked too.
and it worked. Nobody could
did.
tell the difference.
Right, I
Sounded
didn't even
great.
know till now. Like I didn't know that till now that you had to do that.
Yeah, it's like Lover in the Last is like actually Blow Blow the Winter Wind, that first song that we did in the play, that is much slower
Oh yeah,
than how it was played, but I played it like a 4-chord song, like a standard pop song, and it ended up working. So like a little bit of like modern influence music kind of thrown in there, because like I was like, I'm not like virtuoso with instruments, so like I don't know if I can get to that level in 1 week, because that
I
was
mean, you are very good at learning instruments.
well,
Yeah.
thank you.
it still sounded good.
It was a good challenge. It was definitely a good challenge, and you know what? Looking back on it, I'm kind of glad that Amy was like, you know what? No, you got to do this.
It really did work though, because I liked being like the first person to come out with Mr. S. I liked it because it was just a good feeling, and like I remember I heard like your flute at the start. As soon as I heard your flute, I'm like, okay, that's my time to go out there. Like that's kind of my cue too.
Right.
As soon as I hear you playing, like you have to do like welcome to Clusive Theater and clap and stuff. Then you start playing. And then I
Right.
hear you coming out.
It was
that's kind of my cue.
it was
Gets me ready.
good musical cue. Like it gave not only I should mention before this that Kimmy was the stage manager.
That's right, yeah.
For this. So not only did it give you guys the cue, but it also gave Kimmy a chance to like
Know what to do, yeah.
switch out like sets, because like some of those scene changes were like really long, like
They were, yeah.
a solid minute.
Like especially with props too, like at that dinner scene, I know like the Duke had like his table and everything, like he had to get all that out of there.
I've got an interesting story with that particular play, which was me having to go home the one day.
Oh yeah, I got a story too actually. Something else happened to me along the buildup of it. Yeah, I got COVID, remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like about a week before Tech Week, I got COVID, and like I had it for like about 5 days. I think you had it at the same time too, Punky. You had COVID too.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, we both had COVID, and like I was luckily able to be there just in time for Tech Week, and then you were able to come just in time for opening week, so it turned out pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, having COVID, I mean, it was kind of rough, but like I don't know, my symptoms weren't too bad. Like I had kind of a cough, like and stuff, and like my nose is kind of stuffy and things like that, and like I had kind of a cough,
Yeah.
and like it wasn't too bad where like I was in bad condition. I mean, I feel like it helped because I had my vaccines at the same time too.
Yeah.
And like the one thing I kept thinking was like, I'm kind of happy that I caught it at this point and like not at the beginning of the pandemic when there was no vaccines, because that probably would have been pretty bad.
Yeah.
Because we don't know what that would have been like if I had it, but I'm just happy that like I was able to be okay from it. And yeah.
When I got COVID this year, because I got it last year too.
Oh yeah.
It's awful freaking timing, because I was supposed to get surgery on my wrist.
That's right, you were.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing.
I had to get a COVID test the day before it, and I was feeling really sick, and I'm like, please don't let it be COVID.
Oh, that's bad.
Wake up the morning of my surgery, and I get a call, and they say you tested positive for COVID, so you gotta self-isolate. And then my boyfriend is upset because he has to self-isolate, and we had just moved in together, and it was he was not able to work or anything, and it was just awful.
That's bad.
I had to wait a whole month to get my surgery finally done, because it got put off from
So yeah, so I guess June is really when you had it then. Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
makes sense. It was June.
June
'Cause I'm-
15th.
Yep, I remember that now. Yeah.
That was really tough to have to go through that, like COVID, and then
Yeah.
having to self isolate. Self isolation it's not the for me it wasn't the actual COVID that was bad.
Yeah.
For me it was the isolation.
Yeah, that part's kind of hard. Oh, actually, before we get into that, I think you should tell your story of what happened to you at
God.
Shakespeare.
Oh, that was terrible. So I had gotten through the first show.
Yep.
And
Because it was a Saturday show, because like there was a double one, so one in the AM, one in the PM, like
Yep.
a matinee. Yeah.
hydrate,
what they
thank you
call
for
it.
the hydrate, Flango.
So yeah, there was a matinee, and like we had a like early show. It went pretty good, like and stuff. I had some family there too, and then we just kind of rested. We went to this pizza place right next door.
Yeah.
Dragon decided to stay home. Oh, one thing you did was one cool thing you did is you paid for the whole thing.
Yeah.
and Kimmy and Amy were so like, oh, he did not do that. What's wrong with him?
Why were they saying that? I mean, it was my treat.
Well, I know they were happy about it, but like they were like, oh, you didn't have to do that. Like they were all happy and stuff. They're like, oh, of course, Dragon would do that.
Yeah, I got them all pizza. It was great. As a little token of gratitude. And was that prior to or after that what happened?
So what happened first was the lunch and the first show, but then when we got back is when it kind of happened. Like we were
right.
It was after the intermission. Yeah, after the intermission of the second show.
So actually, it had been happening since before this show even started. Like I was having like a really massive headache, so I got a Tylenol.
I remember this.
And it was at that time. Telly says Flango.
Yes, Flango.
So we didn't realize somehow that was a Tylenol PM. So what ended up happening is that by intermission, like I was completely like just gone. Like I was like full on sleep mode, full dizzy. To this day, I do not remember that first act.
Oh wow! Didn't you like almost fall off the stairs there?
I did actually. When I was going back into the side, and I was going back to the piano, I actually tripped on my own feet. I was like, and Kimmy was right behind me. She caught me, and she was like, "You okay?" I was like, "Absolutely not. I don't know if I can do this." It wasn't fun.
Oh yeah, and then like I saw her and you kind of come near the door because we were in the green room waiting for our scenes, and then like it was time for my scene because like I think I started after intermission,
Right.
and I just saw Dallas on the stage taking your backpack, and I was thinking, oh no, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then like I remember like Amy and Kimmy were like talking to me like after my scene, was like, oh, is he okay? Like what's going on with him? I was like, oh, I don't know what's going on. I mean maybe he wasn't feeling good and stuff. And then like yeah, I was kind of talking to them about it. And I was keeping them in the loop too afterwards, like seeing how you I was talking to you afterwards, seeing how you were, and like I was supposed to like keep them in the loop too.
Yeah.
And I remember one cool thing is like at the end of the play, like you have the very last monologue.
Yeah.
You're like Sir Roland Du Bois. So like she took that line over, and then
Yeah.
he was like, I'm the daughter of Sir Roland, and then there's a part where we you play off the flute, play us out.
Yeah.
And we didn't really think of like a replacement, so what she did was she just put Baby Shark on her phone and we just kind of danced out. It was really funny. I mean, I don't know if it was filmed or not. I feel like it I don't know if anyone filmed it. I feel like maybe the choreographer guy, yeah, he was there for that day. I think he filmed it. I don't know.
I don't know if anybody.
Share it.
Yeah, I want to see that
I would
video.
like to see that. I would want to watch that. I thought that was funny.
I want to. Yeah.
It's like good content right there.
I want to see that video because I missed that, and
you did.
It was rough after like I literally just went home and crashed, just for like the next like 2-3 hours, just completely just crashed, just like sleep out, done.
Yeah.
And then the following day went pretty good. I mean, there was no issues or nothing like that.
I
It
got
was a
yeah,
good show.
I actually got yelled at because I was like, bro, you
Oh, I
just
remember
it
that.
was like, bro, you just recovered. Why are you jumping off the stage? I was like, sorry. I got straight up yelled at. I was like, stop doing that. Stop it.
Yeah.
We don't want to lose you again. I was like, that's fair. That's fair. Got
Yeah.
the most vicious stare ever. Like, I not gonna do that again. Noted. The rest of the shows were pretty good.
Yeah.
The rest of them went really well.
Yeah. It's just that one day where things kind of went wrong. But yeah, everything went. Opening night was actually, you know what? We didn't really talk about opening night. Opening night was the best one.
That's the
Ooh.
one that I went to.
Yeah, Brian and Punky were there.
Mhm.
Dragon's entire family were there.
Yeah.
Our good friend
They
Shari was there
loved
too,
it.
which was really cool to see her.
Wait, what? What's
Um,
that? What's that, Punky?
So we were all having a great time.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
everybody was.
It was
Like
great.
your family laughed at all the funny parts. They lit the entire arena up.
Lit.
And like
Completely
your uncle,
lit.
who doesn't even like Shakespeare, loved it at the end.
Yeah, he was absolutely laughing his abs off. It was great. It was great. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
That was
None
a
of the
re-
crowds. Some of the crowds are good. Some were kind of eh. But that was the
Yeah.
best one. Nothing topped that.
I think
For that run at least, that was at that time that was probably my best crowd though.
I
Opening
think
night right there.
I think the day that we did the day that we had those two matinee shows was some of the lowest attendance
Yeah.
on that day.
There were some low ones, and I think the very last day that it was kind of low too, a little bit,
Yeah.
because like, it was the weekend, and like I don't know, something about it. It was a little low, but like opening night was just so good. Like
Yeah.
nothing topped it.
Yeah.
It was perfect, I'd say.
Yeah, it was
And
great.
yeah, I guess that's it for me. I mean, I feel like in theory, like I'd say like May is probably one of my favorite months of that year,
Yeah.
because I
It's-
got to have my first theater experience, and it was just I had a lot of good time. Very good cast, good group of people. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and like your theater debut was Shakespeare. Like
I
that
know.
is
that's
so
what I was thinking about.
insane
Yeah,
to
it's
me.
crazy.
Like
It was supposed to be the shorts, but then it came to this, which is kind of crazy.
yeah, like a debut like Shakespeare is just absolutely insane. Like dude, like that's like the most difficult way to debut in Shakespeare in
It's
theater.
very difficult to do Shakespeare.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was a little nervous for it. Like, I'll even say like how I mentioned on the last week's episode how there's points where like I took breaks and stuff. It was because like one of the first break was because I was preparing for this. Like I remember there was some Thursdays where like I was thinking of streaming, but I didn't do it because I was busy rehearsing, and I'm glad I did because it
Yeah.
worked in the end because I had some monologues in between.
Right.
And those I was kind of stuck on. And I remember specifically one day not streaming and just working on those,
Yeah.
and it seemed to work out for me because I kind of nailed them
And
and just working on them.
I got a good old technique where what I started doing was I would hide the script, right? I would hide the script and I would kind of slowly section off lines eventually to a point where it was just all covered up.
Yeah,
All covered up, and I would just know where I was. That was a good trick. Like in 5 days, done.
yeah, that's a
Boom.
good thing to do.
It was great. Monologues are like
They're a challenge, but
They are. I'll
Yeah.
say they are.
it's not hard. It's not impossible. to
Right.
learn, You know, you just gotta. The more you do it with the repetition, the more you're gonna remember it. You
Right.
gotta find
Definitely,
spots within the monologue to help remind you of what's coming next. Or,
Right.
You know, you gotta find little spots in it that help you keep track of the monologue and where it's going.
It's how it's written. Like you pay attention to how it's written, and if
Look for
it's
keywords
It's like
too.
a rhythm or a beat.
Yeah.
yeah,
Look for things that stand out to you like that.
yeah, cause like if you do that kind of word association, that helps you out a lot. Word association is gonna like fire those memory neurons in your brain, and they're gonna that's what helped me a lot, because like sometimes I wouldn't remember the full monologue, but I'll be like, oh, this word is with this section, and it would immediately like trigger a memory, trigger the
Yeah.
repetition. And
Oh, yeah.
and it was
And it
great.
can last. Like that memory can last. Like that monologue that I
Yeah.
had to do, the Marvel
Oh yeah,
ones.
Yeah,
oh
I
yeah. We'll get to
still know
those.
that one by heart.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
still do.
I probably
was,
I still remember my Shakespeare monologue.
I kind of
Yeah.
remember how some of mine go. I'm like, what? Who goes there? Yeah, I can remember now. Yeah, that was a good one. I kind of started off. Yeah, I have like
Yeah.
actual gold in my hands. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's the little action that helps too. Like
Yeah,
if you
that stuff like props. Yeah,
if you attach a prop to a certain line and you add an action to a certain line,
Yeah.
it becomes so much easier. Like
yeah,
like Dallas made it a point to have me cross the stage by a certain line. So by when that line came, I was like, "Ooh, I got to be on the other side of the stage."
oh yeah,
You know?
that's right.
So like
Yeah.
little context cues and stuff like that is pretty amazing.
Yep.
Flango, how are you enjoying? Would you like to add anything about your year? I
Yeah.
haven't even asked Chad yet. I haven't even talked
Oh
to
yeah,
Chad.
good idea.
Chad,
Um,
if would you guys like to add something? In the
Yeah.
meantime,
Well, yeah. So what we were kind of referring to was something happened in July and August, which was the shorts I was talking about. Oh, was there something you were gonna say, Dragon?
no, go ahead.
Okay, but I just before we I have nothing at the moment. Okay, just let us know if you do. But yeah, I just want to before we jump to July and August, it's just two dates in just two important days I want to talk about in June
Yeah.
that came. There was first June 10th, I believe it was, is a very good day because I remember the first thing we did. It was I guess I'll say it was our I don't know. It was our last shoot date, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty fun day though. I mean, there was some stuff that like kind of went wrong. Like unfortunately, one of our actors kind of was late due to a
Oh
bad
my God.
accident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of their control though, I'll say.
Yeah.
Nothing they could do about it. It was just crossing the border, kind of just issues with that, and it was fun because like it was good to see those people again. Like there's some like a couple of people there. It was good to see. Like the man's Jay Pope. It was nice to see him.
Oh yeah.
And all them people and some of them other there, like it was nice to see. Yeah, it was a good send off for that. And then the same day was my second time seeing my favorite band again, and Dragon went with me that time. It was a very cool show.
Yeah.
Good time to see them again.
Bro, that was lit.
Throw that out there. Yeah, that was a very good show. I'm definitely gonna go to see them again whenever they're around, anywhere.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, and then what? Second big day, and I see. I'm telling you, he has a game in the background to see my team lose. Yeah, it looks like they're losing. They're losing by 2 points. It's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad. They're kind of holding it, so
Yeah. But I'll save the best for last for June because it's the actual last day of June. It was Dragon's birthday. I want to say it was a good day.
Oh, we
because
gotta
it
talk
was
about that.
I mean, I had to bring this up because we can't do a year interview without talking about that day.
Yeah.
That was one of the best days of the year right there.
That was a very
Brian was there too, right?
Yeah, Brian was there. Amy and Jess were there.
They were,
Yes, so-
all were there. That was an expensive party.
Yes,
I'm not
it
gonna
was.
lie.
It was your first party at the new house too.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about, we're gonna talk a little bit about Kimmy's relation to that because we'll get into that in a second. But because we made shirts, right? That day
Oh,
we made
that's right.
we made tie-dye
Yeah,
shirts, so
forgot
we'll get
about
into
that, yeah.
that a little bit. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was so nice having everybody kind of here for my birthday, and Brian and Sange and Mama Bear and just everybody just kind of here.
Yep.
We
Amy
did
and Jess too. Yeah.
yeah. We did a bunch of games. We did.
Oh, it was the first time we used a new grill too.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
The grill that took forever to put together.
Oh God.
Oh, that was bad. It was like 90 degrees. That was bad.
I hated putting that grill together. Don't even
Me too.
remind me, bro.
It was so bad.
Absolutely hated it. But yeah, I mean, it was a fun party. We played some badminton. We had some games, and we made shirts, which brings me to the point where we had actually made a shirt for Kimmy due to a certain reason, which we will not disclose.
Yeah, we don't. And well, we won't talk about it. But another reason why we made it for her is because we love her.
Yeah, of course, obviously.
So, the other reason we're not gonna say.
But we had favorite colors, and we made the shirt, and it took us about 6 months to deliver that shirt.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, there's a reason for that. I mean, because like right after your birthday is when we kind of got started on the other thing. I mean, I had to share it with me a few times, but like it was just kind of hard to approach her and give it to her because like we were busy the entire time. Like
it got
we're all directors, all three of us directed. We all had a
yeah.
big part in that. So like it was hard to just kind of just find a moment to give it to her. And like me, she wasn't even my director too, so like we couldn't really give it to her that much.
Right. It was so that
Yeah,
chunk of time was super chaotic because
it was.
both of us were all three of us actually were directing. It was the first time for me as like a proper
Me too.
director.
Yeah, me too.
And like a script breakdown, having to select props,
Yeah.
all that jazz. And that was amazing. That was fun.
Yeah, for sure. Like the both of us, we directed the Marvel play. I
Oh
was
yeah.
actually it. Punky was in that too, and then Punky kind of co-directed your play, Londro.
Yeah, yeah. Which
That
was
was my
fun.
first time doing theater again in a while.
It
Yeah,
was, yeah, it was.
which was nice. It was nice that you kind of had that opportunity to come back and actually direct and
Yeah, it was nice.
even act. Even
It was
Yeah.
so hot though.
it
Oh,
was.
that's the kind of downside to it,
Last
though. I
day
mean,
I almost passed out.
Yeah, it
I mean,
was.
it was kind of far to go to that place too sometimes, and like the fact it was hot was kind of bad too.
Made it really
So,
bad.
Yeah,
Um,
that's that's my complaint really. I guess it was really hot. I mean, it was just summer though. I mean, can't really do much about that.
yeah. I mean, we can. That school could have.
Yeah, that's the thing. This school
Could
doesn't
be.
have air conditioning in 2022. Like
That's
what?
insane. Like how this
A
how
school of all places, like a school.
right.
Like,
I can't imagine how the students there feel.
oh, that's gonna be bad. I bet they have uniforms too. Oh, that's
Oh,
awful.
my God,
I couldn't
no.
imagine that. I'm glad I'm
No.
done with school. Like I
Yeah, right.
couldn't do that.
No, bro. That's gonna be a no from me, fam. So yeah, kind of talk about how we became directors, because I don't really
Okay,
remember that.
I remember.
process.
I remember how that happened. So back in December 2021, when we first got the part for this show, there was one of the plays, the Paisley Fire and Stone, which
Yeah.
is the one she wanted us to direct. She's like, "Oh, I have this one of these plays. Like, person who is doing it dropped out. So like, I was like, I would like to have you guys be co-directors with me." So she let us do that, and then she actually asked you to be co-director of my play, the Marvel one.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was what was gonna happen. We were gonna have our show in January at the Meeting House too.
Yeah.
But COVID happened. COVID was actually still around, but got bad in January 2022 because of like the holidays and stuff. Like, there was a spike, I remember.
Oh,
Kind of
yeah.
prevented a lot of stuff from happening. Like I remember like one thing, I was gonna go to one of Shari's shows, but like that got canceled, and like I wasn't able to go to that because of COVID too. Like that's like stuff was getting impacted from things like that. I think even wrestling shows were getting impacted too. Like it got bad. Oh yeah, a lot of wrestlers got COVID. Like I remember Roman Reigns got COVID.
Yeah.
He was supposed to have a match with Brock Lesnar, and like that didn't happen till like
Yeah.
WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And yeah, like COVID kind of hit at the beginning of the year, but then kind of faded away a little bit.
Right.
But yeah,
Got a little
And then-
better.
and then how Punky became a director. I think Dallas approached you to be director for Londro, right?
It was Amy asked. She said that Dallas had some other stuff that he was
That's right.
needing to do, and that he needed somebody to cover for him when he wasn't able to be there. So
Yeah, now I
step
remember.
in, and I did. I came in and helped co-directed a bit. which
Yeah.
was fun.
Yeah.
That was good. That was a good experience right there.
That was good.
Uh,
We'll
it's
come
nice to be a
back. We'll
director.
come back to the music and the Twitch aspect of that later. But yeah, what's up?
I was wanting to go back to a few things that happened
Yeah.
to me that
Yeah.
I back in May.
Yeah.
Okay.
I moved in with Brian.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I moved in with my boyfriend of 3 years, going
Yeah.
on 4. May 1st.
Oh yeah. May 1st.
Wow.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
That was a really big step.
It was a big step.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, I lived in the suburbs my whole life, and then
Yeah. Suddenly,
moving to the
boom,
city, yeah.
city.
yeah, now I'm in the city, and things are a lot different here.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
If Steven's got the house to himself. Well, not really, no.
For sure, living here, it still is, but it is, one of the best things about this past year is moving in with him.
yeah.
Yeah. I'd say that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a big moment right there.
Yeah.
And then June 15th, I finally had surgery
That's
on
right.
my wrist. I'll even show. This is the scar. Basically, what happened is this bone, my ulna, was shorter or longer than it was supposed to be, and it's like some like mutation thing. And they had to go in and chip the bone a bit and make it so it was shorter. So I've got a whole like metal plate and screws, and I'm a
Oh,
total metal art. Um,
that's pretty metal, dude.
Yeah.
dude,
Um,
going through the physical therapy for that,
yeah.
like that recovery was really, really rough because I wasn't able to do much with my hand at all for a long time, and yeah, it was really, really, really difficult physically, mentally. Um, with Brian's
Yeah.
support, my family support, and everything, I got through it, and now my hand's pretty much back to its normal self.
That's good.
I have a hard time going palm up, palm towards me. I can't go all the way
Mm.
like I used to. It kind of stops at a certain point.
Yeah.
I do get pain still. I get like a little clicking
Yeah.
pain in here sometimes, or it gets sore or stiff, or I move it the wrong way. But it is a lot better than it was before.
Oh, yeah.
surgery.
Oh,
Yeah.
Before the surgery, I couldn't move it at all.
Yeah, I remember
So-
one thing was like at the shorts, like you had your cast on and stuff, and they were like, "Oh, like can you do this or whatever?" And then like you had like your first show in a while with the cast on and everything too. Like, yeah,
Yeah, that
So, what do you have any limitations? And I'm like,
just
Yeah.
there, my arm is like in a cast in a sling, and
yeah. It's like, oh,
yeah.
oh, oh, about that.
Mhm.
But yeah, and August, I think that's when I got COVID, early
That's right.
August.
The week
Uh,
of the show, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
of
bad.
course, it had to be the week of the show. I actually missed like, I think, what,
2 performances, I
two
think, yeah.
performances because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt so bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everybody did.
it-
And like a few other people kind of missed it because of COVID too,
Bro.
I remember. That was
Mhm.
bad.
Yeah, so I got COVID was not fun at all. What show were we doing during that time?
And
That
the
was
shorts.
the shorts.
The
The one we're
shorts.
talking about already, yeah.
Yeah, and that was it wasn't fun. I was like this day I found out that I was positive. I was like, oh God, what is
You know,
gonna happen?
I had the same exact feeling when I had it back in May because I thought I was gonna miss Shakespeare. I was like so mad. I remember I was so mad in my room. I was actually like breaking stuff and throwing things. I was that mad because I thought I was about to miss my whole opportunity. Like, ah man, I thought I was gonna like. I felt like I was gonna let people down and stuff. Like I wasn't be
Yeah.
able to do it. I had this awful feeling. Like it was the worst.
Yeah, it's tough, to contend with that feeling because you know that you're gonna be out for like weeks and whatnot. So you're like, man, this absolutely sucks. And it's not the
Exactly, Flango.
it's not yeah, exactly, Flango.
Right,
It's not
definitely.
even the sickness itself that's bad. It's the isolation, like I was saying
Yeah.
earlier, like because you can't talk,
Can't do anything. Yeah.
you can't come face to face with anybody. Like you have to be so careful.
Right. Like
With-
one thing my family did was they wore masks if they needed to see me, and I would wear my KN95 mask with this little black cloth one,
Yeah.
and I'd wear my AJ Styles gloves so I don't have to touch anything. So like
Yeah.
I was extra careful with it, and luckily no one in my house caught it,
Yeah.
and nobody in your house caught it too. I remember
No, yeah.
too, which was
no.
good.
It's like dodging a bullet. Like
Basically, yeah.
we were incredibly careful with that. Like that
Yeah.
was just like we didn't take any risks at all.
No.
I was, I hate to say it this way, but I was like locked in my room for a week
Yeah.
endlessly. And like that's what it was, but I hate saying it like that, but that's literally what
Yeah.
it was. I was just locked
I
in
mean,
my room for a week.
yeah, like I know one thing I kind of did. Like if I felt like it, I kind of played games a little bit, but like I felt like
Yeah.
at times where I couldn't do it. I felt like I was too sick. But one thing I remember vividly, which was nice, was one day I was starting to feel a little bit better and I was still sick though. But like I remember there was Star Wars on like all day and it was perfect. I was just watching Star Wars while I was isolated. Like they were playing all the movies. I was enjoying that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was kind of vibing with that.
That's what I had to do too. I had to just watch movies on YouTube all day
Yeah,
because there was
Yeah.
nothing else to do. There was literally nothing else to
I
do.
know. Like
What
that's
sucks
the
is
most you can do.
I've got my autoimmune disorder, so I'm actually immunocompromised.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
When I get sick with it, even though I've been vaccinated and boosted, I get sick.
Yeah.
Really, really sick.
I was sleeping basically like 99% of the time with it when I could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was able to have because I was starting to have trouble breathing,
yeah.
and I had that taste in my mouth. It just weird taste in my mouth.
What
It
kind of
wouldn't
taste
go
exactly?
away. Oh man, it
Because
was almost like a
metal, right?
metallic taste. Yeah.
Okay, because I remember my coworker, he got COVID at the end of 2021, and he said he still has a taste like that in his mouth too. And I never had that, or I never lost my taste, so I was kind of curious about that.
Yeah, I didn't lose my sense of taste, but I lost. I had a taste in my mouth that wouldn't go away.
Yeah, I've heard about that. That's the weird part. I don't understand that.
And I still get it from time to time.
That's crazy.
in my mouth, which is
That's
weird.
crazy. Yeah. Maybe it's just like a standard side effect
Yeah.
from
be.
this kind of thing where everybody just gets it, but some people don't notice it.
Right. I
It's
think that's possible.
okay. What else can we talk about?
Okay, so we just ended July basically. Yeah, so we ended July. Sounds like I mean not July, August.
Yeah.
Let's see. So I don't think anything else really happened big at the. Oh, you know what? Yeah. Something at the end of August did happen, kind of
Yeah.
big.
Yeah. Well,
Which leads into September and October. Well, I will mention one very small thing in September that happened before the very big thing. I remember like the beginning of September, I went and saw AEW for the first time here in the
Ooh,
716. That was pretty fun.
yeah.
Like I've been watching AEW since it started, and it finally came here, and it was very cool to see that live.
Yeah. It
See a lot of
was.
familiar faces.
Yeah. It
Um,
was.
yeah, that was really cool. I'll definitely go see them again, whether it's here, Canada, Ohio, anywhere. I'll go to AEW again one day.
Yeah.
And yeah, but then here's the big part that happened. I was talking about in August. At the very end of August, me and Dragon had a audition for a different theater company, and we actually got the part. It was like
Yeah.
the very end of August, like one
Yeah.
of the last Sunday, and we got the part in this show, which was really cool. So like September is when we started.
For a few reasons, I'm not actually gonna mention that company. Just,
yeah,
just for a couple of reasons, but
the
yeah,
name, right?
yeah,
Yeah, we're not going to talk about the name, but I'm just going to kind of talk about the experience a little bit
Yeah.
because there was some big things that happened in that. Because like, well, we got
Yeah.
the part, and our director, because we were like, oh, we're going to talk about that. Yeah, so our director, he was like one of the coolest people I've ever met. He
Oh
was super
yeah, yeah,
cool. We'll say Mr. M, right?
yeah. So
Mr. M, yeah.
Mr. M was one of the coolest people I ever met. He's not like directly affiliated with that company. He just helps.
He owns the parent company.
He owns. Well, it's not even a parent company. It's its own theater.
It's its own thing, yeah. Because we were in the space of it too, yeah.
So he owns ART. I'm not gonna say the full name, but
Yeah, ART.
you may know ART, right, Punky? You know ART,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
So
they're a big
Right
thing
down
in
the
this
street.
area.
right.
That's right, yeah.
So he owns ART, and he is one of the coolest people I've ever met.
Me
Like,
too, yeah.
there was something to be said, like, about the professionalism of some of the other folks that we worked with.
Yeah.
But the one good takeaway out of that experience was Mr. M, and Mr. M was really professional.
Definitely, yeah.
He's kind of amazing, and I honestly want to audition for his company.
That's something we're looking to do.
I
this year.
don't know if I would ever work with that previous company.
Yeah.
due to
I mean,
due to my own reasons, but
yeah, me too. It's the
Yeah.
experience really that's what matters. Like, I mean, there's some takeaways from it. Like that space, the ART theater, that like the Compass Theater, that's like one of my dream venues, like to ever
right,
perform on. And I finally got to be on that stage,
right.
and like every, literally almost every night was sold out, which was perfect for me.
It was
Like that
great.
was the experience I wanted, like that I was looking for, like for to be in that theater and like
Yeah.
actually like have a crowd experience like that. And like the play itself was good too. It was like a football play. It
Yeah.
was very fun. Like we actually had like a little thing where like we throw the football and then like the guy gets mad, or like no, the guy like is all like kind of like a ball hog, and like we gotta teach him the way,
Yeah.
like teaching the meaning of teamwork. It was pretty cool. And like
Yeah.
one thing I'll say about Mr. M is why we say he's the coolest guy. Like his work ethic and his directing skills are really what makes him a cool guy. And that's just one thing I think of like him is like how his way of teaching. He's like, you learn by doing, and it's all in the muscle memory.
Right, and he's
Like-
and he was super patient with us too, because he understood that, you know, we're not necessarily seasoned actors. Like we're like intermediate level actors. We're not.
Yeah,
Let's keep it completely real. I'm not a seasoned actor.
I'm
So,
saying
like-
I'm not a season one, but like I feel like in our cast he relied on us a lot. Like he saw we were kind of big.
Yeah, actually,
And-
we're gonna talk about your
Yeah,
case in a second here.
Oh,
About
that's a good idea. We'll talk about that. Yeah.
yeah, about how you kind of came into play with that.
Yeah.
But he stood out to me as a really professional, really amazing, and really patient director. Like,
Yeah. Patience. Yeah.
you know, kind of basically on par with. You know, well, not on par, because Punky will always be my favorite director. I'm biased, but
okay, you
but-
can say other people are too.
but I'll say pretty close to that level. And let's talk about how you gained his respect.
Okay, I'll do that. And before I do that, just one thing I want to say. Did anything happen to you between this time, Funky, too, in like in the months of September and like August?
Yeah, while we were doing all that.
Other than doing the play, not really. I mean,
Okay.
it was a pretty uneventful time from what I can remember. I'm probably forgetting stuff.
Mhm.
I know one thing.
Yeah.
Is I think it was sometime September. No, it was somewhere September, October,
Okay.
where I finally got to see my nephew again.
Ooh.
Oh, that's right. I think that was
hadn't
September. Yeah.
seen him in 3 years. You know, the last time I saw him, he was 7 years old, and then the next time I see him, he's 10.
Yeah.
You know, that's, to us that's not a long time, but for him it is.
Right.
Yeah.
And he aged and changed so much in just
Right.
3 years.
Right.
And like I missed him so much. Like I could never even put it into words how much I missed that kid.
Right.
So when I got to see him again, I cried.
Right.
I was
Like,
one of those that like as soon as I saw him, I started crying, and he started crying, and we were just
Aw.
hugging each other.
oh,
So
'cause-
Oh,
being
that's-
able to, like, it's just such a blessing.
yeah, because that's family. That's somebody you hold dear to your heart, and not seeing somebody like that for a long time. Yeah, it gets to you. It does get to
Yeah.
you.
He's my own kid.
Yeah.
You know, I love
Pretty
that
much,
kid
yeah.
more than anything.
Uh,
That
Yeah.
was the only thing I can really think of is
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
Let's Tully, let's talk about your experience.
Okay. So my story we're about to talk about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm about to talk about now, it still happened within the time frame of that show.
Yeah.
I remember there's a joke you were saying, you can't finish a single run of a show without something bad happening to you.
Yeah, no, not
And
one.
that kind of happened with this too, because on the very last week, one of the very last shows, you got pretty sick. I remember.
Right.
So I remember it was like the Thursday we opened, and like you were like super sick. Like I remember like I got the new COVID booster at the time. I still did my show, but like I felt kind of sick at the same time. I wore a mask backstage though
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
just to be safe. But
Yeah.
like I still felt kind of under the weather.
Yeah.
But what happened to you is like I don't know what you had. I think it was like the flu or
It
something
was
like
just
that.
a flu.
Yeah, and then like you were like really like kind of KO'd like on the couch. You had like a mask on, and like you actually performed one of the shows with the mask on. I remember,
Yeah. Yeah. That
just to be
day.
safe.
that day when I performed with the mask on I was like dead on the
And I
couch.
think so yeah, you were dead on the couch, and then like you didn't do the football play with us, and we needed a replacement.
Yeah.
Well, the coach was gone too, but here's one blessing with that. The replacement, I gotta say, he's one of the coolest people I've ever met. Mr. Andrew Z. He was actually
Yeah.
supposed to be your scene partner for Landro, but he couldn't do. He actually told me he had some health issues at the time too. That's why he wasn't there.
Yeah.
But he's super cool. He fit the role perfectly. He's just a very cool, fun, chill guy to talk to. I like that guy a lot. He actually runs the Dallas's podcast with Dallas too.
Yeah.
So he's a pretty big person. I actually got to see him in December too. I'll talk about that later when we get there. But yeah, what happened was Dragon wasn't able to do it, so I so you had a replacement for you, and the person who replaced you, he had a part in this play too, but like he was never at any of the shows or the rehearsals. He was never there, so he didn't really know what to do. So he had his script with him,
Yeah.
and there was a part where he actually got lost, and he didn't even say he was kind of like froze. Actually, yeah, that's the word I was thinking. He froze, didn't know what to do. So like the lady in charge, Miss S, yeah, she kind of like broke character. She's like, oh, so we're in the acting class here, and it happens sometimes you miss your lines. So here, I'll help you get back into it. And from there,
Yeah.
we kind of got back into it. I kind of broke character. He's like, okay, guys, let's do this, and like,
Right.
and then at parts where like we do the actual football play, like I was kind of like doing your part, like because the guy with me, like he wasn't doing this stuff you do, like the Josh Allen thing and all that. He wasn't making all the actions. Like I was like, all right, let's go, and like I threw it to you, and then like I was acting kind of more animated and stuff, and then like when at the part where like we are like 1, 2, 3, yeah, I'm like, come on guys, like kind of lead the guys to the forward
Right.
and help like lead everybody up for that. And then the part where we go around the thing and like we push the guy Kevin out, like, and we do our final play where we actually finish. I'm like, all right guys, let's go. I kind of like turned into the team captain, kind of told them really what to do and stuff.
Right.
And like
You-
Mr. M, he saw that and he really liked that a lot. He even personally told me that was a good thing you saw out there. I appreciate it a lot. And as a director, I'm gonna remember that.
Yeah.
Aw.
So
Yeah.
that's something cool to think about right there. That was
Yeah.
a very big achievement for me.
I know this is random, but it is still on that topic. Wasn't there somebody that mooned the audience?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, okay, here's some comedy to this. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I need you to tell this one.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
This is so funny. Okay, so I mentioned a guy took Dragon's place since the guy was never there. So, the poor guy, he first started, he had the jersey he put on, and of course he put it on backwards, and it got stuck. That's how I think he got lost, because the jersey got stuck on him. It was too small, and he put it on backwards. That's why I think he got lost
Oh
in
my
the first
god.
place. So,
Yeah.
he was wearing. How we do the hike. He's like behind me in a football
Yeah.
pose, so he's behind me, and like his pants are down, and like I can see his butt and like
Oh no.
and then the actual final day, I
Oh
was
my
actually talking
god.
to that guy. Me and him actually became friends after that show. Like he likes wrestling too. Like he was wearing a shirt. I'm like, hey, look at this. I'm wearing my Cody Rhodes shirt. I'm a fan too. And like we just kind of bonded over that.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And then I was just chilling with the guy on the couch, and then Mr. M, he's like, hey, I won't say his name, but like, hey, Mr. C, look, I'm like you now. So Mr. M pulled down his pants, literally pulled down his pants, talking like Joe on season 1.
Oh
Pulled down
my
his pants, mooned Mr. C right in his face.
Oh
He's
my
like,
god.
see, I could be like you. Your dad was filming you and was laughing at you all last
Oh
night.
my god. It was
Oh my god, that guy literally turned
Crazy.
into a savage.
crazy. People was,
I told that to Steven and Rob, and they completely lost it.
Yeah,
Bro.
I told that to Ryan, and he was dying.
Yeah.
bro,
I haven't seen him laugh that hard.
you can never tell me that theater is boring after a
It's not,
story
'cause
like
things like that
that.
could happen.
Oh my
Always
Oh my god. I just missed a golden opportunity. I'll talk about this when I come to December part. When I was hanging out with a friend of mine that I finally got to meet, I should have told her this, because I was telling her all about my time in this. I should have told her about this. Why didn't I? That
Oh,
would have
yeah.
been perfect. She would have lost
Oh
it. I
my
know that would have
God.
been perfect. But we'll get to that in a moment. But for next time, I'll tell that story. But
So
yes, that was
crazy.
a very good experience right there. Very funny, unexpected, impromptu. I kind of saved the show. And if
Right.
it wasn't for me, oh, who knows what would have happened.
Oh my god. Yeah.
So
And
that's my October right there.
it's important to note that that was all mostly the actors were mostly special needs, so we had to
Oh, that's true.
really help
That's
them.
true, because It's our
Um,
first time working with people like
but
that.
but it was so fun working with them because they were all professionals and they were all nailing those lines, and some of them were like more experienced than we were. Like
That's true.
I was learning things for them
Me
from
too.
them acting stuff that I never known before too. Like
Yeah, definitely.
I was like, huh, that's an interesting way to look at theater.
Yeah,
Like some when I was having conversations with some of them, it was just really interesting to me.
yeah. It was really cool.
The
Like the
perspective
writer of
that,
our play, actually, he's a very talented guy. I like him.
yeah,
He's good.
yeah, that play was really good.
Yeah, he's been doing it longer than us. He knows a lot about theater. He's really good.
He's seasoned.
He is, yeah.
He's seasoned. That's a seasoned actor writer right there.
So,
Uh,
yeah, this
but
what. Other than that, that was one of my good memories. I'd say doing that show. I mean, there was
right,
some stuff that went wrong, but like I still had a good time doing it.
yeah,
Who knows if I'll work with them again? But I'll just have that takeaway of knowing it was a good time.
like certain things I just didn't like in that
Yeah.
production, but however I was able to take away some form of good,
Yeah.
something out of it.
Like Mr. J, Mr. Jackson.
Oh my god.
He's so cool. He's one of the coolest people there. He's so cool.
He was great. He was great. He's a whole mood.
He is, yeah.
Oh my god.
And I'd say other than that, oh wait, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Other than that, I'd say the next best day in October. Actually, it's a good day for all of us. It was Halloween.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Halloween was
that's
fun.
probably my best
Oh my
Halloween right there, hands
God.
down.
Halloween was a
gotta be-
lot of fun.
So people, guess what? This day we had over my boyfriend Brian, Dragon, Telly, Rob, and of course, you know, it was Steven, my
Steven, yeah.
mom, and my dad, and there was
And Molly.
and Molly.
Oh, and Molly.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
she's a sweetie, and she had to greet all of the trick or treaters, and
Fun.
we were handing out candy. And,
It was great.
Definitely, yeah.
I think we wound up playing Jackbox games.
We did.
tried
Yeah,
to
we did.
go Ouija board, but it wasn't going and wasn't doing anything. And,
Yeah.
We walked
guys
around the cemetery.
drinking, and we went to
Oh,
the
drinking, yes.
cemetery,
Drinking in
and
cemetery.
I miss the cemetery
lots
part.
of devil's lettuce and
Oh, devil's lettuce.
A
And the
lot of
bubbly too.
A lot of that. A lot of that.
Also,
and-
with Halloween, I want to talk about my costume a little bit. Punky helped me.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
that
it's,
was so good, Punky.
I can
That
try to
makeup
find
was so good.
I can get a picture here if anyone wants to see that.
So good.
So I was the AEW wrestler Darby Allin, and Punky helped me do the design of the face makeup, and it turned out really good. I'll say one really good thing happened. Your work is famous because the wrestler himself, he liked and retweeted the tweet.
Yeah.
That's so cool. knowing
Yeah.
That he did that. And that's
The
the makeup
rear-
that I-
Is a picture
Oh,
right
it's
there.
so good.
Yep.
For people who are listening to us on Spotify, just check out our Twitter. It'll be posted on our Twitter page.
Oh yeah, I think I posted on both of my Twitters, so yeah, you guys might see it.
Post it on the Sunday Perspective Twitter.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. I'll do
Just
that. Yeah.
so go check it out there. Because you're listening to us on Spotify and you can't
That's
see
true.
pictures.
YouTube will see it though.
Yeah, YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, if I keep up with the upload, because I'm like 4 episodes behind already.
There's a reason why, but we will get to that when we talk about December.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, I'm 4 episodes behind, but I'll catch up eventually.
Well, yeah, we'll get there.
Eventually.
Another great thing about October for me and for Steven was when we went to the witches ball.
Ooh.
I'm going.
Statler City.
I'm going with you to that this year. I'm going.
I'm going
I
too.
don't care.
I'm
I'm going.
It's an infamous haunted location here, and it's been on like every single ghost hunting show that's out there. They've been here, and they every year they hold a party, the Witches Ball, which is basically just like you know, there's a DJ, there's rock band, there was a burlesque dancing. Oh yeah.
Fancy.
There was like a
Sounds like reminds me of the time Joe had to do it.
that was funny.
It was.
But seeing Steven open up and have fun that night was the best
Yeah.
part.
That was great.
And he got to dance with some girls. And
That's true. He did.
It was a good night. That was a very
Yes.
good night.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I think he got signed up on the service plan that night. If you know what I
Oh my god. My man was out on a mission that day.
mean. Oh
Flango,
yes,
thank
he
you for
learned
the
from the best.
hydrate. I don't have water anymore.
Yeah,
I've got
it's
mine.
nice. Yeah, I just hydrated. Yeah, I have my water. It's nice to see Steven open up like that too. I mean, like when I hang out with him, he tells me he wants to do stuff with me, and like that's nice to hear that. Like I want to see him like succeed and to have fun, you know, because
Oh
he's a good
yeah.
person. He deserves it.
Oh yeah. He
Yeah.
better come with us on Tuesday on karaoke night.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get him to go.
Yeah.
I'll try to get him to go if I talk to him tonight too. So
Yeah.
maybe I will.
Yeah. Flango, do you have anything to add so far, or are you still
Yeah.
good? All right.
So that's basically October, yeah, and then
Yeah.
comes November. Well, speaking of Tuesday, there's one bad thing that happened to me, but then like one good thing. In November, we went to Brian's bar and we went to Punky's house for the first time too.
Yeah.
That was
And
great.
and
was fun.
Brian's cat would
Oh, yeah.
not leave me alone, like all up
God,
in.
he loves you guys.
Oh my god, absolutely rubbing up on us,
Mhm.
and with his knives for a tongue, just licking my face. I'm like, dude, no, get out.
Yeah, she really liked you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet.
but-
I bet he's gonna be he.
She.
She's gonna be ecstatic when she sees me on Tuesday. She's gonna be like,
yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
mic is loud right now.
That
It,
reminds me, in November, there was something bad that happened as we received some bad news about a movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really tough to talk about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's really tough to talk about.
Should we
'cause-
talk about that?
Do you want to?
I'll briefly mention that
Okay.
the company that was doing it, that was producing it, broke up.
Yeah, that's
And,
kind of why I was a little touchy about it earlier when I talked about the Kimmy stuff. That's because I didn't know if we should talk about it. But yeah, they kind of broke up.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that
Like-
budget completely out the window.
Budget's out, and yeah,
Yeah.
relationships destroyed. Yeah.
And then
It's
apparently the footage was just not good. Which is something we could have fixed earlier on.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into it because there's a whole lot of.
Yeah, we will be
drama
here for a while. Yeah.
I could
There's
go
a lot
on for
behind it.
hours.
Yeah.
All I can say is that it's too hard. 2 years of hard work down the drain.
Yeah. that's
Yeah.
one of-
November wasn't all good.
No,
Yes.
it wasn't. I mean, there's yeah, like we mentioned, there was some bad things that happened, but that's one of them. And I'll say one bad thing happened to me too at the very end. Like a few days after Thanksgiving, I lost somebody in my family. I lost my grandmother, who I've known since like pretty much like basically my whole life. So like I guess yeah, she wasn't been doing good. She's been living in like a home, like one of them retirement homes for a while, and like she had bad dementia too. And then just one day it just got really bad, and like basically with dementia, your body just stops functioning. Doesn't tell you what to do anymore.
Yeah.
And it's kind of what happened there. And the doctors and like that place, they didn't help at all. They didn't know what they were doing. And yeah, it was bad. Like
It's
we go ahead.
go.
Okay, so like yeah, it was hard, but like at the same time, I kind of knew like she wasn't. I mean, I was sad that it happened stuff, but like I kind of knew at the same time she wasn't doing well because I remember I received news a week before her foot was like bad. I don't know if I want to get. She was having an issue with her foot. I don't want to get into too much detail with that because it's kind of personal. It's kind of had too much information.
Fair. Like
I mean,
but-
like, it was her foot was kind of infected. I'll say that.
yeah. But
And
it's
I thought this had to do with it, but no, this is different.
no. Even knowing that it was gonna happen just doesn't seem to make it any easier. Like
Yeah.
But the important, the thing to also remember is that we were always by your side for
It's
that.
true, you guys
and-
were. I do appreciate that. I
Yeah.
had a lot of people reach out to me, like you guys, of course, like Steven, like I talked with Steven and Rob, they helped me out like some days, which was nice. A lot of people reached out to me like on all my socials and everything. It was pretty nice, and like my work people did too. And we did have like a wake afterwards too, like a funeral, like home like wake thing. I mean, it was sad to see you there, but like it was nice to see everybody else there. Like I haven't seen some of my
Yeah.
family members at the time there in a long time because of like COVID and stuff. It was nice to see all those people, like catch up with them, like their like presence there and like stuff kind of helped out too. And like we went out to eat after the funeral day. It was like 10 o'clock at night. We went to like Applebee's. It was nice. And then like after that, I actually did something in my life I never did before. the day after I was a pallbearer, I helped carry the casket.
Yeah.
So that was kind of hard, difficult to do. Like, and then guess that's, and then there was like a dinner party too.
Yeah.
I drank a lot, which was one thing that was good. I did drink a lot
Yeah.
at the parties and stuff, and like the get-togethers we had at their house afterwards. It was nice to see them, like kind of get back into it. Like seeing like some family members, like my aunts and uncles again, like seeing them again was nice. And like I even seen them today when we watched the game. It's nice to like. I mean, what I'll say is like one thing that kind of took away from it is like you can kind of connect with people again, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
In times of grieving and like stuff like that, it's good to like connect with people. Like you can, it's possible to reconnect too,
Yeah.
and having, like that company there kind of helps out with it too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm glad I had all the company and stuff, and like people reach out to me and everything, and help me like, get through it. Really,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
that's my November really. So
I
yeah.
just remembered in my November there was a little bit more, a lot of family stuff. That stuff I'm not gonna get into either, but
Okay, I think I remember you
Yes.
hearing that.
November wasn't very good for my family.
Yeah, it's kind of an
Yeah.
off month, really.
Yeah, November was a
Yeah,
weird month.
Yeah.
And then December.
Oh,
wasn't
December was
much
lit, the best month.
Yeah. Talk
Wait, what
about
happened?
that.
Huh?
Go
Wait, what?
ahead. Go ahead.
December? Yeah, the storm. That's
The
all
storm,
Oh
yeah.
my
Oh,
god.
yeah. Actually, November we had a storm too. There was Snowvember Part 2.
It's November
Oh,
part
yeah.
2. Oh my
So-
god.
So yeah, like Buffalo weather's like, oh, you want a storm? Okay, you're gonna get another storm in December, a record-breaking storm, worse than the blizzard of '77.
Yeah.
Well, other than that, but
Oof.
December was lit though. Want me to start that up? Because like I have
Sure.
the perfect story for December. My December started the best way possible. Like
Yeah.
you know, the previous week and previous few days I had like that loss and stuff happening.
Yeah.
I remember this day. It was the day of the funeral. I was just scrolling through Twitter, and that same week WWE came to 716 here. Well, yeah, me and Dragon went to that on that
Oh,
Friday.
yeah.
SmackDown. That was a lot of fun. But the
Yeah.
day before, there was an event happening here too. I was scrolling through Twitter. I saw on my phone at the Sabres game the day before, two wrestlers, WWE
Ooh.
wrestlers, were coming here in the arena for the Sabres. It was Scarlett and Karrion Kross. So like they were coming doing a little meet and greet before the Sabres game. I'm like, okay, you know what? I have to go. This is the perfect time because, well, I like those wrestlers and I just had all this stuff going on. I'm like, you know what? This is the perfect time to go. It's a good time to forget about all this stuff happening, kind of just get my mind off of it. That's another reason why I did that, because it happened. So, yeah, that was my first time going to a Sabres game in like years. If that didn't happen, if they weren't there, I wouldn't even have went. I probably would have just watched that on TV. But like, they were there, and like, so that was perfect. I bought my ticket literally an hour before the game, and
Oh wow.
so I waited in the line. It was very short too. Like at the time, I got there early. I bought a shirt too because it was like they were giving like an event shirt, and I got them to sign it. And yeah, so I just kind of waited in line. It was my turn, and oh yeah, I met them. They were just super cool. I was telling them like, "Oh, you guys are some of my favorite wrestlers. I came here just to see you guys." Like, and it was an honor to meet you guys. And like, I let them sign my shirt too, both of my shirts. It was so cool. I got a picture with them. I'm gonna show you guys right now.
Wow.
This was like, oh man, it was like one of the best days of the year right here. Here we go.
Oh, that looks cool.
Here
Yeah.
we go. Look
That
at
was
that.
awesome.
That was, oh man, so unexpected, but just one of the best days. Ah, that was so cool.
I met Mick Foley.
Yeah, that's
Oh
right.
yeah, that's
Mick
right.
Foley.
You did.
You did. Oh yeah, it's actually,
Mankind
yes.
himself.
You met Mick Foley, and at the same month, same week. Yeah, you met
Yeah.
Mankind because he was in town for his show. You won the Queen of Comedy.
Oh
I did,
yeah,
that's
you
right.
Yeah.
did.
I forgot about that.
That was great.
Yeah.
That was the last thing.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
PDP did.
Yeah.
It was,
that
yeah.
comedy routine. And
Yeah.
people, I faced my fears. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try and make some people laugh. So I got up on that stage and I made fun of my mom.
And
I made fun of her playing The Sims, and
my
I
God.
won crowd favorite.
Yeah.
So
Right, you did.
we
Duchess of Jokes, I think.
Duchess of Jokes. Yep, that's what it was. We cheered so hard for that.
Yeah.
We did, yeah.
So hard.
Us and Brian, we were your hype people.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then my friend Alice was there too, and you guys just hyped it up, and
We
I
did.
was so
The fo-
shocked that I
I do.
want.
The four of us were probably louder than literally everybody else in that
Oh,
room.
yeah.
We were basically we were there supporting you, and you won it. It was cool. You got like a crown and like a trophy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that reminds me. March. One good thing actually did happen to me in March. I went and saw a different band I like. I know you heard of them before. They're called
Oh,
Wolf
yeah,
Alice.
Wolf
Yeah,
Alice.
I saw them in
Oh,
Ohio.
wow.
I was literally front row. I showed this on the podcast before. I remember I did. I was literally front row. I waited outside the entire day.
Yeah.
It was worth it. I was literally front row. Like they were literally right in front of me. And this lead singer gave me her guitar pick.
Oh yeah, I
And-
gotta see that.
Yeah, here it is. Just literally handed
Oh,
up. Me and my sister gave
wow.
us 2 of these, which was nice.
Very nice.
Um,
It's textured too, right?
Yeah, it's textured, and I think I just lost it right now. Oh, never mind.
Aw.
I found it. Here it is.
Very
No, I was
nice.
being serious, but yeah, I was being serious. That's a little joke I like to do. I did it a few weeks ago to somebody, but yeah.
Oh my god!
every time I
Imagine
lose
if you
something.
imagine if you actually lost it in the podcast, like a live
That'd be
vlog.
funny.
Live
That was funny 'cause
vlog.
I was literally like, a few weeks ago, I was hanging out with somebody in Canada, and I was like, oh yeah, I want to see my passport photo because it looks nothing like me. And I'm like, oh wait, never mind, I can't do that because I left my passport at the arena, and I kind of fooled them for a second. Well, actually, no, I did. They knew I was kidding, but that's a
Oh
little
my
joke I like to do. I like to
God.
tell people, I like to make people think I leave stuff behind because that's something I did a lot in 2021.
My
I
god.
accidentally left my. I went to Shari's show and I left my program in her stuff, and like the stuff kept happening, or her stuff kept getting rescheduled, and she couldn't give it to me. But then like one of the last shoots, she's like, you know what, I'm gonna give it to you. I put a reminder on my phone, and here you go, here it is.
Imagine you forget it again, like oh, forgotten again.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's not meant to happen.
Right? I guess I wasn't meant to have that program. Well, I have it now.
Yeah.
It's over there. Well, at least I think it's over there because I lose stuff. But yeah.
I mean, I did have something happen at the end of the year, but that was technically more towards 2023. So I'll talk about it maybe in like the next couple of episodes, maybe even in the next episode, which will be in which you'll be. There'll be.
A whole episode on it.
Huh?
We are, yeah.
We could do a whole episode on it.
Yeah, we can talk about the Nepal trip. That could be fun. We can talk about
Oh, I thought you were talking.
trips and travels. One of our episodes could be trips and travels.
Yeah, you know
uh,
what? Let's do that. Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah,
I thought you were gonna talk about that now because I was about to go in depth about my trip too. But like I thought you were gonna talk about yours now.
no, we don't have a.
We could do a whole discussion about just trips.
Yeah, we'll
Okay. All right. So I'll at the end of this I'll talk about mine just in a little bit, but like I'll go in full detail the next one.
yeah. So we'll. I went to Nepal and Dubai, and it was great. I will say one thing though. First time I rode a camel,
Oh yeah.
I almost chickened out.
You have to ride a camel.
Uh huh.
Yeah. And an ATV too.
Oh.
And an ATV. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
almost chickened out of the camel ride, but I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna get another chance, and I just got on.
You can't say no to that.
Yeah, and I got to ride an ATV. It was great. It was great. And that is all I will say about that, because I want I want people to look forward to that.
Yeah, good idea. So I
Uh,
won't go into full detail on mine too, but like, yeah, I'll get to that part when I'm ready.
Why? Oh yeah. Why don't you start it up now? Because we're pretty much done. I'm pretty much done with everything I need to
Let
say.
me just think if anything happened before that, because that's the one big thing I'll talk about that happened in December, which might maybe be one of the best days of the year. I would think.
I
I'll
mean,
think if anything else
Twitch
happened.
for me was pretty great. Like,
It was, yeah.
um,
Just trying to think if anything else happened.
I think something
Oh.
a good idea too could be like us saying things that we're looking forward to this year.
yeah.
Okay. Oh, I remembered one thing I did actually in December. Yeah, I was trying to think. So actually, when you were in Nepal, I went to one of Mr. M's shows in ART. It was The Birth of Santa, which Mr. A. Zukaria I talked about before. He was like the
Ooh.
lead of that, and like Mr. D. Waisaki was there too, and Kimmy was in it too. Like literally everybody, the whole cast, I knew them. It was nice to see all them and catch up with them afterwards, and it was nice to like talk with Mr. M too. He was like talking to me and everything, and like he was like asking me like saying he's sorry about my loss in the family too. Like it was nice to talk to him,
Yeah.
and like he was even saying like, oh yeah, one thing he even told us before, he was like, oh yeah, you guys did a good job. Look out for a phone call in the future because maybe we'll need your help.
Oh, that'd be
That was
great.
cool.
That'd be
And then he
great
told us
to have a chance to do ART. Actually, We should
Yeah.
have them as guests. I should ask Matt if he wants to be a guest.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Talk about ART a little bit.
But
Cool.
yeah,
Huh?
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Have some of those ART people come in and talk
Yeah.
about ART.
And then, well, yeah, so I'll just finish it off by my last thought here, like what I was talking about a lot. So yeah, like on the very last day, like one of the very last days of the year, I went to another wrestling event. And it wasn't one local; it was in Toronto here, and like it was a good show. It was a lot of very lit. Like the crowd was super lit the entire night. Like it was literally sold out too. When I walked in there, the ring announcer's like, "Welcome Toronto, we're sold out." Like there, I was looking, like literally the entire place is sold out. It was so cool. And like another reason why I went is I got to meet one of my best friends too. It was very cool to see them for the first time.
Aww.
and I'll definitely see them again at another wrestling event I want to go to next month, and then probably one in March too. But yeah, so I'm gonna definitely travel. I'm gonna definitely travel a lot this year too. That's one thing I'm gonna do.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I guess now we could like just go.
Just
down
go.
the line and say what we're really looking forward to.
Yeah.
For starters, I've got a concert I'm going to in April.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to see he's the lead singer of my favorite band, and he's going on a solo tour, Villa Vallo. And
nice.
I will probably have a heart attack when he comes on stage because I plan on getting there super early so that I can be in front of the stage.
That's a good idea. Like how I did. Yeah, you should do
But
that.
At least there will be a lot of people behind me to catch me when I do faint. I'm going with Brian and then my best friend and who I grew up with and her husband.
Okay,
Um,
that'll be cool.
And I'm also looking forward to a lot of different film projects.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Contests.
Oh yeah.
I'm starting my own little film company now.
There we go. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've got a lot to look forward to this year.
Yeah. I'd
Yeah.
say.
The thing I'm not looking forward to is turning 29 because that means I'm gonna be.
Oh, that's right. In 2024, yes.
Oh
The bidding
no.
war of 2024. That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
All
Dragon.
right.
Yeah, your turn. And then I'll go
So
next.
I don't really know, to be honest.
I
Probably.
can help you with one though. Get into ART.
Well, yeah, that. Get into ART. Expand my Twitch stuff. Which is great. And bring Ava to production, which is
Oh,
like
that's a
a
good one.
dream of mine. You know, and my project that I'm currently doing, which had to be canceled for now, had to be postponed.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Till next month, yeah.
Till,
Which we're gonna talk about in full depth in our next episode.
Yeah, probably. That's gonna be next time because if we're interviewing yours truly, me. I'm literally the guest next time.
You're interviewing yourself.
Yeah. So, Dragon, how's your project going? Great, Dragon. It's going fantastic. Oh my God.
You look very nice today, Dragon. Well, thank you.
Imagine if I did. Imagine if I did like 2 questions that literally do it that way.
I got a good question for you, and you will not be ready for it.
Oh God, save it until
I
next
am
week.
saving it. I am. You're not going to be ready for it. I'm going to catch you off guard.
I'm ready for my 12 questions.
Well, yeah, this will be one of them. I don't know which number, but it's going to be there.
Yeah.
You'll hear it.
Yeah, fair enough.
I prefer if you hydrate while I ask it,
Okay. Oh my God.
because you will do a spit take.
Oh my God. I do not want to spray my computer, okay? Do
All
not
right.
want to spray my computer with my own water.
Well, oh yeah, my turn now for what I want to do.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I will say this. I remember a year ago at our Lost episode, I'd say like one thing what I would have wanted to do was get involved more with theater. I'd say I kind of met those expectations by a lot. Like I had 3 shows this year. I'm proud of that. And I did meet more people through theater and got to work with familiar faces and stuff. So I'd say I think that was one of my resolutions, and I think I met that resolution. So what I want to do this year, I got a few things in mind already. So well, theater-wise, I want to continue to expand on that, like get into ART possibly, work with Inclusive some more too, because I know they got some stuff coming up.
Yeah.
Get to work with them in some kind of capacity. because we have a good relationship with them. I'd say it got stronger last year. It's at its best right now.
They're
I
gonna
wanna-
do more Shakespeare pretty soon.
Probably will, and I'm sure a year from now we'll be talking to that, telling you guys about that. I hope we will. So yeah, I want to get to work with Inclusive more, get to audition for ART and possibly get in because I know we're tight with Mr. M, and a lot of our friends work with him too. So it'd be nice to maybe maybe we can be on stage with them for this time.
Oh yeah,
Like-
actually be on stage with
Yeah.
people who we had to be on stage with
People we
earlier.
look up with and look up to and just seen before. It'd be nice to work with them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then other things I'd like to do is I would like to travel some more, just to do more things like how I did like the past year, like go to more concerts and stuff like that, more wrestling events, like travel for more wrestling events too. Here's a big one. This is one I thought of before. I want to get to meet Joe Gatto. I want to go to one of his comedy shows. I want to buy the meet and greet. I want to buy the meet and greet package where you get to meet him. I want to do that. I want to talk to him. I want to tell him that I see him as a big inspiration for me, and he's one of my favorite characters. I want to get to tell him that face to face, and I feel like I kind of watch Joe if I'm doing something kind of big in my life just to prepare for it, and I kind of want to like tell him like he's kind of like my motivation, and like I feel like maybe this would motivate me more if I tell him that, give me more confidence if like I tell him that to his face. I want to get to meet him.
If you were ever caught in a type of situation where you just see him randomly, and he just starts saying random stuff to you, would you go with it?
Well, yes, I would, because the random thing he would say to me is, Larry. I would do it back, and then that's how the conversation would start. And one thing I really want to hit him with is my favorite line I like to do, which is, "I'm not weird, okay?"
Oh my god!
I want to hit him with that line. Okay. I think. Because I feel like if I do that, that might break him, and I might do the impossible, which Sal couldn't do, which is break Joe.
Oh my god, that'd be great.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
How would you react if say they were filming?
Oh, I don't know.
Would you go with it?
I would
go with it. I would too.
That I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
And I would just go with it.
Like,
I feel like I would go with it, but also I would say at the end that I know it's a show, because I know sometimes they actually show that on the TV. They're like, they show that, like, they break character, like, oh, I know you're Joe from Practical Jokers, and like Joe goes along with that too. And sometimes I show that on bonus footages too, so that's why I'd want to do it.
I'd legitimately be like, I'd recognize everybody except for one person. I'd be like, oh, who are you? Oh, hey, I know you. And then just to the one guy, be like, do I know you? Just like random, just like my own little prank on the Impractical Jokers, really throw them off guard. It'll be hilarious. All right, that's all I have.
That's about it. I mean, I talked about my Twitch goals about a week ago, so.
Yeah, so we already covered that. But yeah, guys, I think with that, we're probably gonna be heading on out. Flango, I'm probably gonna jump into Minecraft after this, so if you want to play, we can.
I just hold you guys after this podcast for maybe like 10 minutes.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah, you can hold us afterwards. Yeah, you can let us. We can do that. Yeah.
Holding. The Punky Pixie 10-yard penalty, first down. No, I'm just kidding. I just had to. But yeah, so that was fun. Thank you so much, guys, for hanging out. That was our 2023 wrap up, 2022 wrap up. And yeah, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I've had Punky.
Good night, everybody.
And I've had Tully.
Good night, everyone. I promise I'll do my weird intro next time.
Yeah, next time, speaking of next time, they'll be interviewing me, that whole interview style, 12 questions as we do. But yes, guys, everybody, we're not going to rate anybody tonight because I've got some things to do with this group right here, and plus after that. But yes, guys, everybody, be safe. Take care.
Take care.
And we will see you.
We'll see you
next time.
Next time.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.